Now, I mentioned about databases. What I didn't mention about... Ooh. 1 second. Oops. 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 I didn't mean to throw my money at them. Don't take my money. I need my money back. Give it back. I need it. Don't take it. I wasn't meant to throw it. Right, now give me my money back, you fools. I can't. There I can. I think that other guy died. Never use your fist, guys. Because you could kill. Look at him. Why can't I loot him? I think he's glitched out. I should be able to loot him. But I think I've got enough. No, I haven't. I've made more. Anyway, sorry, yes. This is something a little bit different to the other episodes. I haven't got enough, have I? Oh, it's 395. Yeah. Because Assassin's Creed, there's a lot of collectibles. There's a lot of databases which I would like to read. I mean, I like to show off the levels as well. Because obviously it's nice to see you get familiar with the level so you guys know where I'm going and what's around. And, you know, obviously with Assassin's Creed, it is not historically accurate, but they try to be as much as they can, I believe. So it's nice to show off the levels. However, it would be very boring for me to run around every so often just to get like collectibles and stuff like that. So, my plan is, every so often, after I've done sort of some main story quests, I will... Oh, come here, come on. Yes, after I've done some story quests, I think after I've done the main quest, I've got a whole plan. I've planned this whole video series out. So hopefully it will work out pretty good and you'll like it. But yes, after the main story quests, I will do this episode. Which, I don't be going anywhere, mate. I need your money. Yeah, after I've done them, I will come and do a video like this, where I will get the collectibles, do the viewpoints, you know, that sort of thing. Just do some stuff which will probably be a little bit too boring to watch in a normal episode. So, if you're just here for the story and all this side quests and stuff, then you can check out the other episodes. But, if you would like to see the databases, if you'd like to see me collecting things, if you'd like to see me just basically walk around and make a fool of myself, then you can watch this episode if you'd like to. And, I've even got a name for this episode series. Because I'm going to be doing viewpoints and collecting, I decided to call this episode, this collecting spree, pointing. Because viewpoints, then the adjective of that would be viewpointing. So that's not really a word, but, you know, just take off the view, and then you've got pointing. So it's pointing episode 1. Pointing part 1, or pointing 1, I don't know. One or the other. Well, yeah, what I'm doing is I'm just getting some cash, so I can go and buy the treasure map. So I can collect the treasures as well. And I think after this dude, I will have enough. Thank you for the money, sir. Right. Let's go back to the art merchant. In fact, while we're here, let's go and quickly get this viewpoint. Now, like I said, I won't be talking during these as well. This is just a one-off because I want to obviously explain what this is going to be. Usually I'll be just reading off the databases. And I'll probably show a little bit of the database as well, just so you can see the picture and things. Sometimes you do get a bit of a dialogue with it as well. Sometimes they talk like they did that letter we read. So, you know, just so you know, that's what'll happen. Anyway, I will probably shut up now and let my future self talk, because we're going to be talking about the database missions. Here we go. Ezio Auditore. Date of birth, 1459. Profession, student, noble. In a diary entry from 1474, Maria Auditore, one of the great Florentine chroniclers and Ezio's mother, describes her son as competitive, stubborn and loud-mouthed, but so passionate that it is impossible to fault him for anything. Complaints to the city guard by several noble patricians seem to suggest he was also something of a womanizer. Tutored by the great banker Giovanni Tortibuoni, Ezio's school records cease around age 17, at which point his name is connected with some terrible crime. It is impossible to discern what it could be from the records. There is very little here, but afterward Ezio drops out of history entirely, as if he never existed. Federico Auditore. Date of birth 1456, profession student, noble. Ezio's older brother and the eldest Auditore, Federico entered the Medici Bank as a clerk when he was 19. However, the bank logs indicate he mostly dicked around rather than actually working. One entry goes into detail. On September 17th, 1475, a bag of gold florins went missing. After panic struck the bank, the elder Auditore approached Francesco Sassetti and with a smile revealed the location of the bag. which had been hidden on a rooftop. If he weren't the son of Giovanni Auditore, I'll speak to Lorenzo de' Medici and have him put in the stocks. Unsurprisingly, Federico was removed from the bank's payroll shortly after his 20th birthday. Cristina Vespucci. Date of birth 1459. Profession student noble. Cristina Vespucci was a well-known Florentine beauty and a favourite of painters, most notably Botticelli, who used her as a model for several of his paintings. Records kept by her father's guards indicate Ezio visited her frequently, and that he was unbelievably dexterous, as the guards were never able to catch him trespassing. In addition to her looks, Cristina also seemed to have been somewhat responsible for jump-starting the career of her cousin, the namesake of a rather famous landmass. At a dinner party attended by Cristina and, among other illustrious guests, Lorenzo de' Medici, she was reputed to have been in conversation with Lorenzo and Manfredo Soderini about her cousin's brilliance as a sailor. Well, apparently, she exaggerated his importance slightly to impress Lorenzo, and Lorenzo, charmed by her beauty, agreed to hire him. Try Amerigo out. I bet after several years you'll name your shipping company after him. She is reported to have joked. Biggest understatement of the century. Giovanni Auditore. Date of birth 1436. Profession banker, advisor, noble. Giovanni Auditore was one of the pivotal figures in 15th century Florentine banking. In charge of overseeing the Medici bank branches across Italy, he kept the Medici machine running while Lorenzo was busy with the government. Extending his reach out into the international operation, it was Giovanni who first noticed the problems with the Lyon bank, causing him to alert Francesco Sassetti, which saved the branch. Such great talent was well rewarded by Il Magnifico. Giovanni developed a close friendship with Lorenzo de' Medici, becoming one of the closest advisors. Successfully negotiating to secure the Pope's support of the Medici Bank in 1471 were carried out by Giovanni. Relieved and grateful, Lorenzo paid for Giovanni's palazzo as a gift. Petruccio Auditore. Date of birth 1463. Profession student noble. The youngest of the Auditore children, Petruccio was described as having a weak constitution by Giovanni Auditore in a letter to Lorenzo de' Medici soon after the boy's birth. Apparently, he didn't improve with time. Petruccio was pulled from school due to illness when he was 12, and according to records from the family doctor, was confined to bed. No other dates exist after that, so it is probable that he eventually succumbed to his illness. Art merchants. From Rebecca. Looks like you can buy paintings for the Villa Auditore here. Maybe they'll have some other special things for sale as well. The shops of Renaissance artists were usually small and dealt mainly in religious decorations for churches or homes. Artists were not considered visionaries as they were today, but were treated merely as craftsmen, just like carpenters and blacksmiths. The production of art was usually cooperative. The head of the shop was the master, who received commissions and oversaw the assembly of the painting. He was expected to be a businessman and in turn a prophet, usually created copies of whatever religious paintings were in vogue at the time. Banks. It looks like the Templars are using the banking network to transport their money. I bet you can snag some of that cash. With the advent of double-entry bookkeeping, which allowed bankers to keep track of all their clients' deposits and withdrawals, and the proliferation of many different types of Italian currency into the pools of circulation, banks became an essential part of everyday Renaissance life. Banks technically couldn't make money on their money because the Catholic Church forbade the charging of interest, but in practice this restriction wasn't followed by bankers, or even by the Vatican, which participated in the banking system and required banks to pay the Pope gifts in proportion to the amount of money he had deposited with them. As long as it isn't called interest, God won't notice, right? Tailors. I bet you can buy larger bags to carry your equipment from a tailor. Maybe they can even change your outfit too. Among Renaissance merchants, tailors belonged to the new middle class and were paid well for clothing the rich in the latest fashions. Many were able to get close to their wealthy clients due to the intimacy of their job and create lasting ties. Blacksmiths. I bet these guys can sell you weapons and armor, daggers, and ammunition. They even do repairs. Every Renaissance community needed a blacksmith. Swords, locks, pans, knives, nails, and armour were all made from metal, and all needed to be shaped. In addition, architectural ironwork flourished during the Renaissance, as blacksmiths began to apply their practical craft towards making art. Doctors. From Rebecca. The doctor should be able to heal you, if you pay him. Diagrams of the human body and the printing press influenced Renaissance medicine greatly, which had in turn been influenced by Arabic medicine during the Middle Ages. By the 15th century, science had already begun its slow climb toward becoming more relevant than spirituality in the field of healthcare. However, many people stubbornly clung to old ways, visiting local mystics instead of doctors. After the plague ravaged Europe in 1350, many doctors dressed in special plague gear to treat patients. To prevent contamination, they wore a cape coated in wax and a primitive gas mask in the shape of a beak. Santa Maria del Fiore. one of Italy's largest churches and the famous landmark in Florence, Santa Maria del Fiore, is considered by many to be the first masterpiece of Renaissance architecture. Although the church was designed by Arnolfo di Campio in 1296, the dome was not started until the beginning of the 15th century. With Campio long dead, none of the architects at the time had any idea how to construct such an enormous structure, since the use of buttresses was forbidden in Florence, and mortar took several days to set. But all was not lost. In an amazing comeback story, Filippo Brunelleschi, an architect who had been defeated in an earlier bid to design the baptistery doors, won the competition to build the dome. He beat out Lorenzo Gioberti, the same artist he had lost to before. Brunelleschi invented machines to hoist the bricks needed for the dome up to the workers and was able to construct the entire dome without using centering, a support structure to hold the dome in place while bricks were laid. Containing over 4 million bricks, the dome was completed in 1436. The lantern was added after Brunelleschi's death in 1446 and supposedly contains holy relics. However, there were several rumours that in fact an entire tomb of unknown origin is located inside. Giotto's Campanelle. Begun by Giotto di Bonione, the famous architect and painter in 1334, the famous Gothic bell tower was incomplete when Giotto died. Andrea Piassano took over and then, in 1348, was felled by the Black Death. In 1359, the tower was completed by Francesco Talenti, who deviated from Giotto's plans in his designs of the upper 3 floors. He enlarged each floor to match the previous according to perspective, so when seen from below, all 3 floors seem to be exactly the same size. The tower is clad with white marble from Carrara, red marble from Siena, and green marble from Prato. It takes exactly 414 steps to reach the top, perhaps predicting Charles Messeri's discovery of the Whirlpool Galaxy exactly 414 years later. Or perhaps not. Palazzo della Signoria. Arnolfo di Campio designed the Palazzo della Signoria, also known as Palazzo Vecchio, in 1299 for the rulers of Florence, the Signoria. The Signoria was made up of 9 members, or priori, selected by the city's guilds, 2 from each district and a gonfaloniere of justice. Members were supposed to be chosen by lot, but once the Medici family took power, only their friends seemed to end up in the drawing. Government by the people, right? Interesting fact, the tower in front is off-centre because it was incorporated into Palazzo from an earlier structure. It contains 2 small cells, one of which was used to imprison Cosimo de' Medici. Casa di Vespucci. Built by a distant great-great-uncle of the famous Amerigo Vespucci in 1350, the relatively unpresumptuous Vespucci residence is notable for displaying the first painted facade in Florence, a style that was later done to death in the Ontario district. Palazzo Auditore. Completed in 1473, the Palazzo Auditore is notable for its rusticated stonework and Roman pilasters. Giovanni Auditore designed the palazzo himself, based on initial sketches by Leon Battista Alberti. Once built, the palazzo became a fixture of the Santa Maria Novella district. Lorenzo de' Medici mentioned in a letter addressed to Giovanni dated 1474 that he admired the facade's ostentation. Santa Trinita. Constructed over an existing church in 1258, Santa Trinita, Holy Trinity, is known for its Sassetti Chapel, which is decorated with frescoes of the life of St. Francis by Domenico Ghirlandaio, a painter most famous for his brief role as one of Michelangelo's teachers. Santa Trinita is the mother church of the Vallombrosan order of monks, a very serious group that strictly enforce both poverty and silence for life. Despite the beauty of the Santa Trinita frescoes, very few Vallombrosan monks are likely to have seen them on account of the fact that they monks received beatings for going outside their monasteries. Ponte Vecchio. The famous bridge spans the Arno at its narrowest point. The original version was presumably constructed by the Romans, but the first written records only appear in 996. 2 previous incarnations of the bridge were swept away in floods before the present structure was built in 1345. A tower was built at the southeast corner to defend it. The bridge consists of 3 segmented arches. It has always had shops lining the central passageway, a feature which seems extraordinary now, but was common during the Renaissance. At first, butchers took up residence there, but over time they were pushed out by jewellers, souvenir shops, and creepy teenagers training locks to the bridge's railing and throwing the keys into the river in a bid for eternal love, not realising that the locks will be cut off later that day by disgruntled policia. Everlasting indeed. San Giovanni district. San Giovanni was named after St. John the Baptist, the patron saint in Florence. It is the oldest area of the city and the centre of administration encompassing the Palazzo della Signoria. If big churches are your thing, head to Santa Maria del Fiore, on the northern edge. It's the one with the gigantic dome. Firenze. Founded by Julius Caesar in 59 BCE, Florentia, as it was called by the Romans, quickly became a centre of commerce. After the sacking of Rome in the 5th century, the Ottogoths took over under their rule. The city was constantly under attack from the Byzantines, who sent their population level below 1,000. The Lombards came to power in the 6th century, ending the Byzantine assaults. Florence grew to a population of 80,000 in the 14th century, of which 25,000 were working in the wool industry. In 1378, a major revolt of the lower class led to the wool combers rising up and seizing the government of the city. Their progressive radical democracy lasted for less than 2 months before the upper classes seized control once more, but the revolt so terrified the rich that a century later it was still discussed in hushed tones, much as the 1960s hippie movement is today. The Albizzi family became the de facto rulers after the revolt, worried about the rise of the Medici family, who were newly rich bankers rapidly gaining influence in Florence. Masso and Rinaldo Albizzi imprisoned Cosimo de' Medici and exiled him in 1433, but Cosimo gained influence behind the scenes and rose to power in 1434, exiling the entire Albizzi family except for Luca, who had been loyal to Cosimo. Luca Albizzi joined the Signoria, the ruling body of Florence, as Gonfaloniere, succeeding Cosimo's old friend Ezio Auditore in 1442. Under the Medici family, which built impressive public buildings and supported such luminaries as Michelangelo, Leonardo and Botticelli, the Renaissance began with Florence securely at its centre. Right, as I fall down and land on the floor and speak to the old doctor over here, this is post-commentary. Means I've recorded this after I've recorded the footage, because we did the databases and I still needed some audio to actually put in, so that's why I'm here. Hello. Right, so there's no guards guarding this door, which is rather odd. I don't know why. I think because they change. Oh, we had that one. I think it's because we changed the shift patterns at dusk and then the morning. Although I don't think it's the morning. I think it's the lunchtime. Maybe they're on their lunch break. That's what I'm going to go with. Right, what's next? Is it Leonardo da Vinci's place, or have we already been in there? I think we've already been in there. That's to the right of us. Left of us, sorry. I mean left. Yeah, down there. That's Leonardo da Vinci's workshop. Right. Should be close by to the Palazzo Auditore. I think it's right behind me, actually, I think. Okay, so we go and collect this. We shall, of course, get 111 florians. Oh, no, what's that? Oh, we're going the wrong way. Of course, yeah. To the south is the Palazzo Auditore. I'm getting my geological maps. My GPS isn't working. Right, so we're careful. We're near the wall, the impassable wall. We can't get through just yet. Is that where we go to next time? I think we go there quite soon. I was going to jump on that wire, I think, and I failed. Right, okay. So, have we seen them yet? I don't think we have. No, they're later on. So we've seen little Tommy anyway. He was our friend that was down there earlier. And I think we're about to see him now. So I'd like to take a break. Yes, I'd just like to introduce you to the lovely little Tommy. He is my friend. He's been in most of my Let's Plays. I name everyone. I name something little Tommy in every game. So hello, little Tommy. Of course, in his first Assassin's Creed game, he was an eagle as well. So I thought it's only fitting just to make him the eagle as well in this game. So. See you later, little Tommy. If I need your assistance, I will come and call on you. But yes, I don't actually know when we're going to see him, because we're going to be doing the viewpoints in pointing. So it looks like only we will see him. Unless maybe I did actually know. Actually, what I did do is I did try and start every session on top of a viewpoint so that we get to see him. But he wasn't there last time I did it, or next episode that you'll see. Because I've already recorded that. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks ago, I think. But yeah, we'll see him around. We'll also have some other returning characters, like the voice of the Animus. The voice of the Animus is gone, actually. There isn't one so far that I've heard. Of course, this is talking to people that watch the Assassin's Creed 1 Let's Play. Otherwise, everyone else is like, who the hell is the voice of the Animus? The made-up characters I made up. Because I like to create a story within a story within a story. Right, okay, so where are we going to now? I think we're going towards... We are going towards Santa Maria del Fiora. See, it's starting to stick in my head. The name. Keep saying it over and over again and it sticks in there eventually. Right, now, if you heard in the database, or if you sort of zoned out when I was talking, this building, is it this one? Was this who we're talking about, or was it the Palazzo della Signoria? Oh, which one was it? It was either this or the Palazzo della Signoria, where the tower... No, it must have been this one, because the tower in the Palazzo della Signoria is... Yeah, the Palazzo, that was built into the actual, prison. So I think this tower here, from what they were saying, is not actually part of the design of Santa Maria del Fiore. It's something that was built there before, and it was incorporated into the actual design. That's why it's not... well, I don't know why it's not... I don't know what they would have done. Maybe they would have attached it to the actual place instead. But yeah, right. This is one of those things that is always quite hard to climb up. Because you have to climb up the... You can't climb up directly the tower. You have to climb up to the... Obviously, you could climb up onto the Santa Maria roof and then jump across. And then you have to go all the way down there to get another gold chest. Down you go, sir. That's right. A little bit more. No, don't climb up. I think I have a little bit of trouble here. I didn't want to hurt myself. And I think there is actually a trophy for... oh, dear, careful. There is actually a trophy, I think, for climbing up to the top of the tower. Oh, sorry, and then jumping back off. But, I've already got that. Oh, I have a little bit of trouble. I have a little bit of trouble. Alright. Okay. So, I have mentioned this already, I think, or if I haven't, I will do. But I think collectively we can be called pointers. Because, I'm guessing not everyone's going to watch these episodes. They're going to just watch the main episodes of, the actual story stuff. Some people don't want to watch this sort of things. So to everyone that watches these, you are now a honorary pointer. I don't know what benefits you will get. We'll get some t-shirts printed. I don't know. And look, there he is. Little Tommy. Ah, thank you, sir. Look at him flying off there. Beautiful little eagle. Right, so let's synchronise this and then jump off. Now, like I said, you should get a trophy for this before you've gone it. Or an achievement. I don't pick favourites. There we go, right. Now, I know I leave the Santa Maria until last, because I do a little bit of talking as well from the past. Is it now or is it later? It's later, because I'll go and get these ones first. I'll leave the codex page till last. Right, okay then. Oh, they're going to fight me? They are, yes. Although I'm going to start the fight first, because, it's just what we've got to do. Okay. I don't know why they changed... Oh dear, what's going on? Not a lot. Yeah, I don't know why they changed... Obviously they didn't change it, they just made a new one as well. But they do the hay carts, and they do what appears to be red leaves. I don't know what made them decide choose that in the end. Like I don't know. I think I did see a video somewhere. And they said they wanted to. Well, obviously I know when they do other Assassin's Creed games, they like to try and. Well, not this one or the next one or the next one, but the third Assassin's Creed 3, which is not the next game. They do say. There we go. They do say that they wanted to build. They don't want to include anything in the game unless it has a reason for being in the game, which was personally I think is a very bad idea. Like, I'm all for... Oh, hold on. Cheeky bugger. Yeah. I'm all for rebuilding it from the ground up, but for not including some of the things that people like from the other games, I think it's silly. I think Viewpoints, they completely did the map completely different, and I did not like it at all. They did a Fog of War. It was horrible. I like the viewpoint system where you do the viewpoints to uncover all the map. So of course you do go walk around everywhere if you're trying to collect everything, so it's not like they want you to get around and have a look. Right, you can see that I did a little bit of taunting as well. After I punch him, headbutt him, knee him in the face, and then kick him in the... Yeah. Just there. It's got a lot of health. See, I'm picking up some language already. I already know what you just said. Maybe you do too if you've listened. Right, okay, so let's go inside here and collect these 2 chests from the evil Templar bank. Because, of course, we do know the Templars are the bad guys. We don't know who is a Templar just yet, but... They'll all become clear. That's the entire game, finding out who the Templars are and stuff. Obviously trained to become a master assassin. Right, now there is that checkered sort of point to the south. You can see it there. It's a, I'm not sure if I mentioned. I don't think I have mentioned this. It's a side mission. We do that. I'll be doing that in the main episodes. I'll call them, not a pointing episode. I'm going the wrong way. I don't know. I'm not going. Yeah, I am going the wrong way. Oh dear. Quick, hide. Yeah, we do those side missions, but I do them along with the main missions as well later on. So like, I've actually planned this. I've said this in the main game, but we planned this. I have. And I've got like a full pinboard with paper on it. Planned it, like mega planning it. Done so. What can I sort of mention about it? So, like I said about the pointing as well, I've planned all that out. I've sort of got a structure of how we're going to do the actual other videos as well. Like, we're going to start off. The first one is something we'll find out later on, which we'll start off there. Well, not start off there, but we'll start there and sort of, you know, focusing on that, which we'll find out later on. You probably guess what it is, but we'll focus on that for first, and we'll do shopping then as well, probably. But we'll probably do shopping as we go along, and then we'll go on and do probably pointing after that. Can't believe I actually survived it. Yeah, we'll probably go on to pointing after that to sort of set up the new area, because after sort of a memory sequence, you get a new area. Not always, but most of the time. So we'll probably be doing that. There we go, I'll work it out in the end. And then, from doing the pointing, we'll probably go on to do side missions first, and then we'll do main missions and finish off with them. And then we'll go back to the beginning, we'll go back to this place, which we'll find out later on, and then we'll do pointing. That's what the structure's going to be. But yeah, I planned this a lot. I spent quite a while doing it, but I really want to make this video series good. I like Assassin's Creed 2, I want to do it justice, and I want everyone to like it. So obviously it's what it's for. It's for me for watching. It's for me for playing, because I enjoy doing it, but you know, there's two reasons why I do it. Anyway, I'm going to try and climb up atop the Santa Maria del Fiora, and I'm going to have to leave you here because I do start talking in a second. So I'd just like to say thanks, pointers, for watching. I'll continue talking with my past self in a minute, but I think we're going to hand over to past JDTwoSixTwo. So after you, past self. After all, I am a time traveller. I won't usually talk in these pointing episodes, but since we're done, sort of done, I thought I'd just sort of piping it with the end just to say how so what you thought about it. If you like the idea or not. Obviously we've still got this thing down here to get to the codex page. We'll go and get that now. But I thought since we're on the top of Santa Maria, it'll be a good place to sort of stop as we see, get a view of the world. Now I have got goosebumps right now about, like, well, not goosebumps, but trepidation about trying to jump off this. I think it's down there somewhere. So leap of faith. Oh, I believe. We did it. And again. Good. Yeah, so that's sort of what a pointing episode will be. Just me walking around collecting stuff while I'm sort of reading off, you know, the database entries. You know how it is. But I just thought it would be a nice little sort of way to get it out of the, get it done, but without boring some people that don't want to see it. So like I said, if you don't want to watch these pointless pointing things, then you just skip it. It's as simple as that. Right. Panel of pigeons! It's good to see you have returned, advising me of where to jump. Let's hope you are correct. You are indeed. Right, so the codex page just over here, I believe. Oh, patsy men. I will very easily walk around them. Okay, so where is it? So this codex page here. So this is why I wanted to leave this to the end, because I wanted to talk about this as we start a fight with the guards. Oh, no, okay. My territory now. Yes, now these things here you have to collect for the end of the game. So, and obviously I'm going to be collecting them all anyway, because it's like a walkthrough guide, 100% playthrough, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to be trying to get them. You can read them, although you can't read them straight away. You can read them later on, which we'll get around to doing later, when we meet one of my favourite people from the era. Oh! Oh! I really want to try some of this stuff. As in, I don't want to do this. This is punching people. That's wrong, kids. Oh, damn it. Some health there. There we go. Right, in we go. Let's collect this. Excuse me. Thank you. So if we collect this codex page. If you've played some of the other Assassin's Creed games, such as Assassin's Creed Bloodlines, you might already recognise the name Codex page. That's all I'm going to say. But of course, if you haven't, you'll have to wait and see. Because that's how it works. Okay, I will sit down with my fellow sitters here. Hello, sitters. And I will probably see you next episode for the normal resuming of the story missions for everyone else that wants to see that. So for you fellow pointers, I shall see you next time when we do this. Probably episode 6 will be the next one, maybe. See how it works, because of course we've got some other collectibles which you'll get probably then, actually. Yeah. But alright. See you all next time with all the other lot.